Hey everyone, I just wanted to give a quick intro on this episode. It's got some audio issues towards the second half. I'm trying out some different recorders, trying to find ones that won't consistently fuck up the audio on our episodes. This one was not that one, so I apologize. It's kind of annoying to listen to, but this was I think was a very good episode, and I did want to just ditch the whole thing. So if you feel like listening to it, it's pretty funny. If not, totally get it, because when I listened back to it, I was not having it. Hopefully next week and going forward, we can figure something out that this kind of shit stops happening. Alright, thanks. It's a three-ring circus of pain. Welcome to I Hope You Suffer.
That one's actually really good.
It's so
That's
dumb.
a much better tagline than this movie deserves.
Welcome to episode 24 of I Hope You Suffer. My name is Nathan.
I'm Kit.
And this week we watched
Space Clown.
a movie that I think Kit and I are going to argue about here in a minute. Yeah, we watched Space Clown from 2016, which by the title you think would be amazing.
It kind of was in its own way.
I legitimately hated every moment of this.
There were some moments that were so stupid, I chuckled.
I genuinely think this is worse than Nudist Colony of the Dead.
Wow.
I
thought this was at least watchable.
I felt
this
like
song made me want to tear my fucking hair out.
I don't know, man. I had a real visceral reaction watching this. Minus the opening theme song and then the weird CGI fucking music video towards the end of it, I was unhappy. I thought about it and I was like, I feel like if somebody was like, you have to watch one of these again, I think I would watch Nudist Colony again, because it at least had Judge Reinhold, Ranger Big Butts, and his fucking ridiculous nonsense. This just made me angry.
It took 14 minutes to get to any homophobia, though, which was impressive for a movie called Space Clown.
And really, that was the only kind of gross part of it that I don't know. I think I blocked out a lot of the clown nonsense.
Same. I'm sure there was a lot.
Oh my god, yeah, because, okay. So, we were talking for a minute before we started recording. If you didn't watch through the credits, you missed some fucking fucked up parts.
Was it better or worse than his banana cream pie joke?
That comes back.
God.
But there is something much worse that we will get to.
I legit laughed at the banana cream pie thing because it was such an absurdly long and stupid delivery.
Yeah, it's weird because I genuinely like Graham Skipper, the guy who directed and wrote and played the main character. He was the main character in Beyond the Gates, and he's real good in that. He's in Sequence Break or directed it, I forget. But I don't know. I do kind of genuinely like him, and he's not terrible in this. He's doing what kind of you would expect for a movie called Space Clown. But I don't know. This was,
which is the bare minimum.
Yeah. And you could definitely tell that they were just I've seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space once. I bet I could make this movie again. So yeah, this movie was directed, written, and stars Graham Skipper. who directed Sequence Break. Yeah, he was like the main actor in Beyond the Gates, which is a great movie. And so this movie has only 7 credited actors. Yet somehow the credits are like almost 10 minutes long.
It was all like filmed on an iPhone too. Like there's not production value in this.
It's also all of the actors in this movie are their characters are just their first names. So it's like Graham Skipper is Graham, Jordan Baker is Jordan, and so on. Except for did you look up any of this stuff at all, or you just watched the movie? Okay,
I just went blind.
You have Jordan Baker's Jordan, Graham Skipper is Graham, Brian Joseph Gillespie as Brian, Jeffrey Glazer as Jeff, and then you have Paul Goyette as the cop's voice at the end, which I don't know if you saw.
I don't remember that.
There's a scene at the end where like there's a cop going through as like a crime scene and thing, but there's a character. John LaCase as the clown as well, who I wrote down as in a TV show called Dick Punch. But
I'd watch that.
That
sounds delightful.
There's a character called like his credited as the Man from Detroit, which but his credited name, what he is listed under on IMDb is Vane Huge.
God damn it.
VeinHuge. I lost my fucking mind. Like, I hope that's a real name. Like, I want that to be his real name so bad instead of just, like, whatever he chose for this movie.
I wish I had a more punnable last name. So I could just ruin my child's life. I'm just having a child just to give it the worst life possible with all these terrible jokes. So my last name is Hart, and going to high school, I was one of 2 people with the last name Hart, and the other was some poor woman whose parents had named her Candy. I felt so bad.
I think the only thing we had like that in my school is we had like an autumn showers. It was just like dumb shit like that. Not as good as the Candy Heart though.
Sometimes I wonder whatever happened to Candy Heart.
She 100% married the first person she could to get her name changed.
I wonder if she still resents Valentine's Day.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
Candy, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
I hope she is. Alright, so this movie starts off with some, like, a little opening thing about the backstory of the movie, which is, in March of 2013, Graham Skipper got drunk and filmed a meteor shower. That night, his home was the epicenter of the most disturbing alien invasion in the annals of recorded history. The next morning, his footage was found and edited.
Honestly surprised they didn't go for an annals of history joke, because that's the kind of humor this film is.
That's pretty much, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I would have laughed at it because I'm an idiot and I'm lowest common denominator humor here.
Like, basically everything the clown says is just like,
it's some kind of fart joke.
It's like, if you could think of like the lowest Family Guy joke, it's about 4 steps below that.
There's one really good bit that I actually laughed out loud at, and it's he axes open the door, and he just deadpans, "Está aquí Juanito." I don't know why that cracked me up, but it did.
He had like I wrote down a couple lines because almost like everything he said was just insane. But some of it was like so like off the wall that I was just like, I kind of give them a little respect for just throwing the most bonkers
it's
shit.
weird. They went for it.
Like I almost feel like
I'll say for a film that's just like filmed on an iPhone, like super low budget DIY, and they're just like, yeah, it's just like a couple of dudes getting weird and having fun, and I respect that. Like,
I don't know. I feel like this is a movie that I think watching by yourself just makes it not good. Like I feel like again, like this is one of those movies like The Room that when you watch with like a group of people is like enjoyable, but watching this by myself, I was just like, I hate everything. I was like, Kit is not allowed to pick movies anymore.
I'm on a hot streak, man. I'll pick some real fucking winners. I'm trying to give people the best, worst quality stuff they can get their hands on.
I've been putting off Evil Dead Inbred Rednecks for like that purpose because I know it's going to just be unwatchable garbage, and I'm waiting till we have a streak of like a couple good movies that we got to knock it down a peg.
So after Stephen King month.
Yeah, I'm currently trying to plot out some shit for April, and so far it's probably going to be terrible. Because I want to do Tsunami. Like, we have to do that. I think that's what I want to do, like, right after King stuff. So, yeah, after this kind of dialogue, whatever, about what happened, you get some shit about Graham gets this camera, and he's just kind of, like, setting it up, learning how to use it, and it's just, like, a very long shot of him making breakfast.
No one's ever been super excited about getting a fucking camera to record.
Everybody you see in, like, found footage
movies
are just, like, so stoked, and I'm like, this is
Bro, you've got a cell phone. It was 2013.
Like, the one, like, for some reason I've watched all the Paranormal Activity movies, and they're
I'm so sorry.
all stupid. But, like, I think they were all on Netflix at some point, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna watch them, because it's, like, free. But it's like, they go back in time, like, as the sequels go, so, like, instead of going forward, the sequels go, like, kind of, they end up being essentially prequels, but, like, the ones where you get into, like, the 80s or early 90s or whatever it is, and, like, people are just like, oh, this fucking, like, camera, this is awesome, but, like, the first one, I'm like, why are you excited? You have a fucking phone, like a camera with you at all times.
12 megapixels, man! Come on! I enjoy, because it's like the extended shot of him making breakfast, and then at the end he messes something up and he just goes, fuck! And then it cuts to Space Clown.
Like, I feel like he probably has, like, a good sense of humor, but it just, like, doesn't... It's just, like, so overblown in this. Because, like, I feel like this scene was, like, long, but I thought it was kind of funny, like, where he's getting, like, kind of hit with grease and stuff. Like, I do, like, I hate it. Like, I don't, like, I like Graham Skipper, and I hate that I'm just going to fucking bash this movie the whole time.
So that's very much in my wheelhouse. Humor is kind of throughout this movie where it's incredibly long, rambling setups.
Yes.
In scenes, like overly so, and that's the joke, to get to a very stupid or not funny punchline that becomes way funnier because it's, oh hey, look at all of this incredible setup for nothing.
Yeah.
So, it's still not great, but there are times where it got me in this movie.
So for me, the one enjoyable part of this movie is the opening credits, which are phenomenal. My friend Tiffany, like, I've known her for, God, probably, like, almost 20 years now. Started listening to the podcast. She's been catching up, like, and I think she was, like, I was, like, texting with her or whatever, and she had, like, just gotten to, like, Jack Frost. And I was like, oh, you haven't gotten to, like, Santa Slay yet? I was like, it's the best movie we've done so far. And, we were talking or whatever, and I was like, oh, shit. I was like, this is the movie we're doing next. And she immediately started watching it.
Oh, no.
And the only thing she told me, she was just like, there is a rap song at the beginning that is like a theme song for the movie. And I was like, oh, my God, I can't fucking wait.
But, y'all, it's not just a theme song. It is a song about Space Clown set to the tune of Straight Outta Compton. It opens up like Straight Outta Space Clown.
It is
What?
fucking
What?
genius.
I almost spit out some Dr. Pepper like watching it.
It like I would pay hard-earned money for this soundtrack released on vinyl of just the two songs.
Just a 7-inch single.
Yeah.
Like
It's
I'm gonna petition Mondo.
I have
Mondo
like,
to this release.
I have a feel like I'm not going to be able to find it, but if I can, I'm putting it in the episode because it's fucking astounding. So after this, just Oscar-winning theme song. It's just kind of a bunch of bullshit with Graham, just filming shit and just seeming like he has to be the most difficult person to live with.
Like he's got like weird presidential salt shakers and is like putting on a puppet show for himself.
This was the first time I just wrote down what the fuck is happening. Because it's like salt shakers with like a printed
5
out
seconds to the movie.
It's like a printed out picture of him. Or
Yeah,
some shit.
like a baby.
Oh, this is so fucking stupid. It's like
You did not let me pick movies. What are you doing?
I mean, there is nothing bad about the title Space Clown. Like, I was so fucking excited about watching this. And then, like, the poster for it is nothing like what it is.
I was expecting a much more monstrous clown, to be honest.
Yeah, like, I was expecting it to be almost like just not exactly,
The
but
regular
like,
ass clown.
like when you think of, like, Leprechaun in Space, where you're just like, this is real stupid, but it kind of rules. Like, that's what I was expecting, and I was expecting it to be, like, a more serious kind of idea of a horror movie, as opposed to just this
I
batshit
think
crazy.
it was going to be a bonkers, low-budget kind of thing.
I mean, like, I did, but I was expecting it more along the lines of, like, a Leprechaun in space, as opposed to not being in space at all. Well, I guess I take that back. There is sort of space. But yeah, it's just a bunch of shit where you're just kind of introduced to Graham being just a weird dude. And, like, you get introduced to his girlfriend, Jordan, who just asks him the question, are you going to film anything that won't make people think you're a psychopath?
The answer is no.
Yes. Yeah, he's also, like, he's, like, there's, like, the one thing of him, like, filming the headless bat and, like, singing a song about it and shit.
He just, like, goes up to random objects and just, like, sings songs what they are. So he's got, like, a bat mounted on his wall, and he's like, headless bat! Headless bat! What the fuck?
Like, I desperately just hope this is what he's like in real life.
I do shit like that all the time. But God knows I don't record it so everyone can think I'm a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
You know I'm a fucking weirdo by talking to me. You don't need to see me sing into my headless bat.
Like, Graham's girlfriend is, I guess, like an acrobat of some sort. Like, does something where she's going out of town or whatever. She's not going to be home for a day. And, like, Graham is just decides he's going to film this meteor shower and is getting drunk. As he's doing this, like, I guess or what you're supposed to assume is a meteor crashes into his guest house. And, like, he calls his girlfriend, like, panicking, like, what the fuck is, like, this thing just happened or whatever, and he goes to investigate it. Everything, like, the one, like, I won't say, like, the lighting or whatever, like, the use of colors for this low-budget movie when you get into, like, the guest house and shit with the clown is pretty cool.
Also, the clown makeup's fantastic.
I agree once he gets his nose ripped off. Because then it just looks, like, fucked up.
It's terrifying.
Like, it
if I saw that, I'd... Ugh.
It's like, it is literally just, like, a rainbow wig that you would get at, like, a costume store, and then just, like, his face...
For a clown, like, that's a pretty good-looking clown.
I mean, because if you look at the cover on Amazon Prime, It's
Does not
like,
look like
no, yeah, it doesn't look anything like what you would get. Because it's literally just like, it's like a dude dressed up in like a clown costume and makeup he bought at like a Halloween store.
I don't think he had a pointed tooth in the movie, and that was devastating.
Yeah. All of the posters that are on IMDb are much better. Like the one I posted on like Instagram and Twitter or whatever are much better.
Yeah, than the Prime one.
Yeah.
The Prime one's very unassuming.
The
Which
Prime
is
one,
disappointing for a film called Space Clown.
the Prime one just makes it look like one of those fucking, like, it looks like a ripoff of like whatever that company is that makes, you know, like
Asylum?
Atlantic,
Like an Asylum movie?
yeah. Like it looks like that's the name, what they would just call it if they were just like, you know, ripping off it.
Stepping to the side on a totally different subject, this reminded me, and I think everyone would be interested in it. Not Asylum, but did you see that they're making a movie called Pet Graveyard?
I did, yes.
That has nothing to do with an actual pet graveyard, but it's about like the Grim Reaper's evil cat.
Is that right?
There's not any kind of graveyard that brings people back to life. It's just like an evil cat hunting people and killing them.
I'm sure we will end up watching Pet Graveyard.
Oh my god, I can't wait. Sorry for the aside, but all this pressure on my mind.
I remember seeing something about that, and I was like, "Yep, that's definitely going to be an Asylum movie." So I'm shocked it's not.
Somehow it isn't. Someone else was like, "Guys, I've got it."
So when Graham is kind of like trying to investigate whatever happened in his guest house, he finds a horn.
So like,
Yeah,
like clown horn.
and like basically,
Personally, I'm horrified.
oh
if
my god, I would burn that fucking house down.
That's worse. That's worse than finding like a spider.
I would burn that.
Clown horn.
I would burn that house down, the house I lived in, and then I would like just flee the city.
Hate it. I'd salt the earth.
Like he finds this horn, and then you just get kind of footage of him like talking to the camera, like with this horn, just being like, "What's going on?" Like something weird's going on, and he calls his friend Jeff to come over. Who Jeff is the worst.
Oh my god! I'm glad he did not last long.
Yeah. Brian, who also like Graham calls Jeff to come over, and then like, you know, it cuts to like him answering the door, like the doorbell rings or whatever, somebody knocks, and he answers it, and it's his neighbor Brian, who is like I guess is supposed to be a conspiracy theorist type dude or something, but he is also absolutely terrible. But him and like Graham get in an argument about some bullshit, and then he leaves, and as soon as he shuts
the noise and
do what?
The lights and the noise, because he thinks he's like putting on a party when it was just the clown crashing into the guest house.
Can he not tell that there's literally no one else at this house when he like answers the fucking door? Like, I once had like the cops called on like I called on like me and my wife at the time, you know, like we were living in this apartment, and like the guy above us was just crazy and would literally just be like hammering and sawing on shit at like 2 a.m. And like we had this joke that like we just assumed he was building coffins up there. But like one day, or like it happened a couple times, but like one day, like we're sleeping, and like there was a knock on the door, so we go to answer it as like the police, and they're just like, you know, we had like a noise complaint, and I'm like, you could obviously tell we were fucking sleeping, and the guy upstairs was complaining that it sounded like we were throwing TVs at the ceiling.
What?
It was fucking crazy.
What a bizarrely specific complaint.
Yeah, and like it happened a couple times to the point where like the police were like, you know, like if it happens again, like we're gonna have to like give you like a ticket or whatever, you know, like you know, it's like a violation or fucking something like that. I was like, you guys have been here like 3 times. Get the fuck out of here. Like, obviously you pull up, all of the lights are out. You could tell we're blatantly fucking sleeping.
It's the perfect cover, Nathan.
Yeah. And I was like, does the ceiling look like I'm throwing TVs at it? Do I look like I can afford TVs to throw at the fucking ceiling? Oh, fuck. I just want to talk about that guy said in this movie. He was he complained so much, and we ended up moving out early and like subleasing or whatever the apartment for what was left to these just like overly dramatic gay men who I guess would like fight all the time, and like at one point like I just like heard about them like getting in this argument where they like threw shit through their windows. And, like, all this shit. So there was like, you know, like that like overly dramatic like going out into the front yard to like scream at each other type shit, and I was like, yeah, that's what you get. Then you gotta fucking deal with this. So I don't fucking remember what was happening in this movie. I guess there's a clown somewhere.
The end.
Jeff shows up and makes some super cool gay jokes.
Oh my god, this guy is a nightmare. He just walks in and he's just like, hey, were you just in here being gay, having gay sex? Like, who are you? Fuck off. Like, get out of here.
It's so, like, out of nowhere and just unneeded.
That's immediately, and then he just keeps saying shit like that for the 4 or 5 minutes he's in the film.
Like, if you wanted to go for, like, the crass jokes or whatever, you could have easily been like, okay, the girlfriend's out of town, like, just make fun of him for, like, jerking off or some shit, you know? Like, it's gross.
But he gets, like, eaten in the next scene, so whatever.
Yes, he gets his comeuppance very quickly.
Thank God.
You get, like, some fucking scene of Graham and Jeff playing a hockey game from, like, 40 fucking years ago. They're playing this fucking hockey game for, like, what I think was a Sega Genesis, and just getting drunk. And this is another one of those scenes that takes too long that pays off to, like, nothing. Because it's just, like, goes on forever, and then it's just, like, Jeff, like, awake and drunk, but, like, Graham is passed out. And, like, you think they're going to go for, like, the obvious joke of, like, because it comes up later when Graham wakes up, he's like, oh, he didn't draw a dick on my face.
Like, he was like getting ready to, right?
Yeah.
Like there's like a really slow, weird pan over Graham asleep, and then it like cuts to Jeff, and he's like, "I'm gonna draw a dick and balls on his face."
It's weird in this movie that is, I guess, just kind of dawning on me as we're talking about it, how everybody is totally fine just picking up this camera and filming everything they do. Like. Like, it's just, like, the normal thing everybody do is if you just find a camera, you're just going to film what you're doing for the next, like, 40 minutes.
It's because it was so new and cool. Like, Graham was super excited about it, so he leaves it around. Someone's like, oh, cool new camera. Let me record some stuff.
The new cool thing in 2016 of...
Video cameras. I've never seen one of these video recorders before.
So, my next note was just, Jeff seems like a bad friend. And then... And then it's
person in general.
Yeah, it's Jeff like picks up the camera and I guess for some reason decides to go like investigate the guest house, and is immediately attacked by the clown. And this is your introduction to the clown, who like ties Jeff to a chair and just fucking goes into his shtick of just like jokes. And the only one I wrote down, his one line I wrote down was just, I'm just a working stiff with a working stiff, as he's just like holding his dick. Which is like so stupid that I was just like, okay, I give him props for just coming up with like the worst line.
That's quality writing.
Like everything with this clown is so like people give Nick Cage shit for just like overacting, and this dude is just like Nick Cage times 3.
If this movie had had Nick Cage in it.
Oh, dude, I don't even care. It could have literally been the exact same footage, but just Nick Cage replacing the clown, and I would have been like, this is a fucking 12 out of 10 movie. Without Nick Cage, I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever watched.
There's no Nick Cage bias here.
Oh, no,
I hope you suffer.
Even in the movies that I'm just like, this movie sucks, like, I still am just like, Nick Cage is amazing in this. So the clown basically is like, I think he says something about how he's like trying to get someone to help him like fix his ship or something. I blocked out so much dialogue with this.
He needs human meat. He uses human meat as fuel.
Oh no!
At least that was part of the chorus of the rap song at the start. He needs human flesh to fuel his ship.
As soon as the rap song started, I paused it and like went back like 10 seconds and then just Snapchatted it to everybody. And I was like, "This is what I have to deal with every day."
You're welcome.
But yeah, like he, I guess, apparently needs human meat of some sort to fuel his ship. Because that's how
What a sentence, right?
Clown World ships work.
Hey, everyone was talking about how great District 9 is, and for some reason, alien fuel turns you into an alien, alright? That's dumb as shit.
I don't remember what led to this line, but I think it was the clown that said it. Maybe Jeff said it to him, but somebody says, "I'm going to murder you in the face." Which is a fucking perfect line.
Like, I've said that before. Like that, I could write a space clown movie.
I think the clown says it, but it's a pretty fucking perfect line. But the clown kills Jeff, and then comes to the most insane scene I think I've ever watched in a movie. Of the clown just picking up the camera and deciding he's got to take a shit and filming himself take a shit.
he tells Jeff, like, while he's murdering him, like, I think the exact line was, "Man, I got to pinch off a major loaf." And I was like, all right, that's really weird. But then it actually shows him taking an extended, like, 4-minute shit.
Yeah, and it's like
it's all awful stock fart sounds.
And mixed with like animal noises and shit, like you know, like sheep and whatever. It's fucking real crazy. Like it goes on forever.
So long.
And then when he gets done, he shit out a person he ate in Detroit who is still intact. And like you just have this fucking long ass scene with him and this dude like talking about like the dude doesn't know where he's at and he's like putting together what happened.
The clown's trying to remember him. And he's like, "I met you in Detroit." He's like, "Oh yeah, that sounds right."
I literally wrote down in my notes point, Kit can't pick movies anymore.
I mean, fair. I have no argument against that.
So, like, he's, like, just... This is the guy, this actor, this is Vane Huge, by the way. The guy from Detroit. And, like, they're fucking talking, and then the clown murders him with a cheese grater for a solid, like, 3 minutes.
So long.
Like, again,
I don't know if you guys are starting to sense a theme. Everything goes on for so long.
Did not need to be an hour long. And that's saying something because
that's incredible.
It is an hour and 11 minutes with credits, and it's because
it's honestly only like 5 scenes.
Yeah,
those 5 scenes are just like 15 minutes each.
I kind of want to give them credit for just like going for that thing where it's just like the longer something goes on, it kind of becomes funnier. Where it's like, you know, like. 1 time it's funny, 2 times it's funny, 3 times it's not, 4 times it's not, like 5 times it's funny again or whatever. Like
starts getting absurd.
Yeah. And like a lot, like the cheese grating scene just fucking goes on so long. I just wrote cheese grater scene. This scene is easily 75 minutes long.
The cheese grater scene alone is longer than Nudist Colony of the Dead.
This cheese grating scene is somehow like a wormhole and longer than the actual movie. So Graham wakes up and goes to look for Jeff. Somehow, even though Jeff was like being filmed on this camera getting murdered, Jeff wakes up with the camera. Unless, well,
shout him out.
They show later that like the clown is filming stuff with clown cam, and I don't remember if that is like that's when this shows up or not, but I don't know. Graham wakes up and has the camera again. It goes.
Man, this movie's so good.
I'm coming around now that we're talking about it.
As soon as you said clown cam, I realized what a masterpiece we had witnessed.
Like, he goes looking for Jeff, and then for some reason is just, like, going on a walk. And he just, I guess, talking to the camera about how he thinks he's seeing clowns everywhere. And, like, actually sees this clown at some point and goes chasing it down, and, like, you know, it disappeared. And you find out, like, that Brian has been following Graham for, like, just fucking some reason, because, like, just, I guess he knows something landed at his house, or some kind of weird UFO conspiracy nonsense. It's just more shit with, like, Graham talking to the camera about being freaked out, and then you cut to a scene of him, like, I guess Skyping with his girlfriend, and, like, just, I don't know, like, they talk for a minute, and it's just nothing of real importance. But then he goes to sleep, and then you get the clown just, like, sleep creeping on him, and, like, it's fucking real creepy, because then he does it again, like, later on.
That's just something like a regular clown would do, like an Earth clown.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're like,
nothing spacey about that.
If you're a clown, you 100% just break into people's houses and just, like, linger around while they're sleeping.
I feel like you gotta be a real weirdo to be a clown, so that just makes sense to me.
I agree completely. Graham finds, like, I guess some of the clown shit as Jordan, his girlfriend, is coming home from wherever she was at. Oh yeah, he's, like, walking around, like, the guest house and finds, just sees, like, a bunch of weird shit. Like, I had a hard time hearing a lot of the dialogue in this movie, because, like, anytime, like, it was, like, the clown was super loud, but then everybody else was kind of, like, quiet.
Because they didn't want to alert the clown.
It just was not, like, mixed great, which, you know, it's Space Clown, I don't really expect much, but, like, whenever, like, anytime, like,
I'd like to at least be able to hear it.
Anytime my heat would start running, I just couldn't hear any dialogue until it shut off. Because, like, I would turn it up real loud, and then the clown would show up and just, like, blow out my speakers. But yeah, he sees, like, a bunch of shit in this guest house, runs to get Jordan, and when he goes to show Jordan, like, it's all gone. It just looks like a normal house. Graham starts, like, losing it, and Jordan is just, like, having none of it, and it's just like, fuck this, they're selling that camera on eBay tomorrow. Like, says something about how she thinks he may have smoked a joint laced with PCP. She goes to bed, and then the clown legit sleep creeps on Jordan, and it's just, like, fucking, like, caresses her at one point, and then just, like, injects her with something.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Like, it's real gross and creepy. I was texting my friend Caitlin during this whole thing. It was just like, I hate this so much. I was like, this clown is just now getting real creepy, and it gets real fucking creepy towards the end. Like, everything in the credits that you did not see is just fucked up.
Oh, thank God. I was wondering why the credits were 8 minutes long. It's because it contains all of the story.
Yeah, like, basically everything follow, like, that, like, oh, fuck it, we'll get to it. So, Jordan is, like, injected with something that I guess lets this clown, like, mind control her or some shit. Like,
yeah, she becomes, like, a clown slave or some shit.
Like, Graham finds her outside doing some kind of weird night acrobatic nonsense, like, from a tree. And then she just kind of, like, slowly starts, like, you know, coming after him and chasing him. He, like, locks her outside, and then, like, you know, when he turns around, like, she's just in the house. Go for kind of, like, that, like, jump scare you don't expect in, like, a found footage film type thing. The clown gets Graham. Okay, so this is the first time you get clown cam, because I just wrote it real fucking huge in my notes.
I knew you were gonna be excited about it.
It's pretty great.
It's killer vision, but you know,
And
with a much better name.
I like
Clown Cave.
this is where the clown is just fucking unleashed into just like going full force into this character to the point that like I could not keep up with like shit that was happening because my next note I know I missed some shit was just clown dick.
I don't remember the context for it. I just remember like a Jack in the Box sound, and then there's a clown dick on my screen, and I was like, "Whoa, what?"
Like I don't know if I was texting or like something because I just like at some point I was just like I don't deal with this anymore. But I just looked up and there was just a fucking dick on the screen, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Holy shit!
And like. My next note was just, I don't care about anything happening anymore. There's a clown dick on the screen. And then, like, Graham somehow, like, gets sort of loose and rips off the clown's nose and just, like, goes running off. And the clown is upset about this, as I would be.
Yeah, I like on my face. Not ripped off.
The clown says something about he's like, I don't know why he's running. I have like teleportation fucking technology or whatever, and just like immediately transports Jordan to get him. Graham is like driving off and accidentally hits Brian with his car, and then just like makes him get in and videotape what's happening. It's just like Jordan like T-1000 chasing down this fucking car.
He's moving very fast. This is terrifying.
The clown just like shows up in the car, gets Graham and Brian, and it cuts back to like the first thing you see is they're cocooned in cotton candy, which I feel like I've seen before.
Yeah, some other spacey clowny movie.
The clown pretty much just like immediately kills Brian with a quote unquote princess wand. My next note is just Clown World just scrawled across the fucking paper. Like he mentioned something about how he's from Clown World. It's like, whoa.
It's because like he was gonna like sell him to Clown World or something, right? Like he gets some kind of reward for fresh humans being brought to Clown World.
I mean, I'm guessing for the fuel.
Damn it. I can't say Clown World with a straight face.
I don't know what this was in context to anymore, but like the clown just yells the line "Quiet, Bacon." Like I think, like I think Graham says something to him, and he yells at him to be quiet, but calls him Bacon. And I was just like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Kevin Bacon was like off camera.
Yeah.
Quiet, Bacon.
Kevin Bacon directed this movie.
Oh my god. That'd be incredible.
And so you now get a scene of the clown telling a joke about juggling. That
involves testicles.
Like it's talking about how he always wanted to juggle but only had one ball. So he rips out Graham's balls and like just fucking like shows them to the screen, and then it's just like essentially just like, I don't know why I did this. I hate juggling. It's
so cruel.
It's crazy. And so like you cut to, I guess they're like he's just like taking Graham as fuel back to Clown World, and you get like as their ship is taking off or some shit, the clown like it starts like the camera starts shaking like something's going on, and the clown yells, "Kanye West, it's quantum ripples," which makes absolutely no sense. And you get like the most insanely CGI space and like clown ship fucking scene.
Oh, his ship rules.
It's like this scene is literally just like a 5-minute music video just like tagged into this fucking movie. It's like footage of this like goofy ass CGI ship just floating through space, and just intercut with like footage of Graham just like freaking out Like, have you seen that GIF of like Tim and Eric where it's like the mind explosion?
Yeah.
Thing? That's what it is. Like, it's just that for like a solid 5 minutes. And then basically it happens where I guess the clown, like the ship crashes back into Earth, and it's just like Graham's burnt corpse talking to the fucking camera.
Warning that Clown World coming for us.
Yeah, the clowns are all there, and like they're coming for Earth. He says,
Clown World, y'all.
He says the clown is coming back, and he's bringing all of Clown World with him.
That's what it is.
And so, like,
if you've never been horrified before, that'll do it.
I mean, I'm gonna have nightmares about this fucking movie tonight. So
the clown's coming back.
This is when you get the scene of like the crime scene investigator dude like filming, because I'm guessing they find Graham's body and the camera, and so they go to like film footage inside the house, but he's just like making jokes the whole time, and like sees a statue of Jason Voorhees, and it's just like, oh, hockey fans. And he sees a sign in the house that just says, "Gone to Clown World, BRB dash the clown." Fucking perfect.
God damn it.
And so this is like, he sees that, and then it's like, you just cut to the credits, and this is like, I paused it, and I was like, I wrote down, how are there 10 minutes of credits? And this is when the movie gets...
You stuck with it. I saw there were 10 minutes of credits and was like, fuck this.
I had to. I was like, I have to figure out, why is there 10 fucking minutes of credits when there's like 7 people that worked on this movie?
I sat through like a minute of the credits too, and nothing happened, and I was like, alright, fuck this.
Yeah, so like, the credits go on for probably about a minute, and then you cut to the clown in Graham's bedroom, and he's looking through Graham's underwear drawer. And it's just like, oh, like, whatever. Go to Jordan's underwear drawer, and it's just like picking up bras and panties and just being a fucking mega creep, and finds one of her dildos.
Oh no.
And
where is this going?
I'm
very concerned.
You should be. It's fucked up. He puts the camera down, I guess, like on the dresser, and so you can now see like the clown in like full view, and it's just kind of like fondling this dildo, and then just fucks himself with it for like a solid 2 minutes.
Wow.
Interspersed with like credits and shit. It is fucking bonkers. And so I'm
legitimately upset that I missed the clown fucking himself with a dildo. Which is a sentence I never thought I'd say, ever.
This is not the end of it. This is like 3 minutes into the 10 minutes.
Does he find a second dildo?
No. That's kind of... I don't like, you get that, and then it's like a little bit more of the credits, and then you get, during the credits, green screen footage of like Graham's acting with all that space shit.
Yeah.
So it's just like all of his overacting when he's like space, but it's just the green screen footage of that. And then on the screen it pops up, like it goes black, it just says Finn. And then immediately after Finn, like the end, it's like pops up with the clown coming back up and has like Jeff's dead body and like licks some of the blood off his face and says like something about banana cream pie. Now that's appealing.
That's a good joke.
My next note was just, oh my god, just end already. And then it goes black, and then it is just like a black screen of the clown like yelling at the audience for still being there.
Oh my god.
And it was like, it's like he yells at the audience for like a minute, and then it's just like silence. And I was just like, is this like the fucking movie equivalent of like a hidden track on an album? Like, what is going on? And then like And then, like, the clown just starts talking about his in jail time. Like,
you looking like the movie's been over for like 20 minutes. Why is it still happening?
Fucking crazy. And so, like, he's like talking about like how he got a divorce and spent time in jail, and then he stops, and then it like immediately flashes up the thing of Graham singing the Headless Bat song again. And then it finally ends.
Jesus.
Like, it is the most crazy fucking thing I've ever seen.
God damn it. I just remember there is one thing they did before the insane credit sequence, apparently. And it was like the very last thing is whenever the cops are in there doing whatever, looking for him, and it says like BRB to Clown World. And like a clown or someone in a clown mask just like pops up at the camera and someone just screams, "Final scare!" And that's the end. Out of nowhere.
Don't remember that.
And I legit jumped because I was like, "Oh God!" So it worked. Good job, Space Clown. You got me with Final Scare.
The best dialogue in the movie is just Final Scare.
Yeah, Final Scare.
Oh God. So, yeah, that was this fucking crazy ass movie. I still think I would have watched Nudist Colony, but like, I don't think I hate this as much now as like after talking about how stupid it is.
I'd watch this one again just so I could see the credits.
You need to just fucking watch the credits.
I'm gonna have to watch the whole thing.
It is crazy.
I'm gonna stay out.
So for next week, and I guess basically the next month, we are going to do all Stephen King movies, and Katie Cotrill is going to be back with us as our Stephen King expert, who has been reading books and doing a bunch of research that we're not going to do.
Absolutely not.
The first one we're going to do, like the first episode, we're just going to do kind of a general discussion on the It movies in the book, as opposed to like breaking them down. We're just going to like talk about them because I think it's going to be interesting, because I have a feeling like it'll be like your favorite one's going to be the newer movie, mine's going to be the miniseries, and hers is going to be the book. So it'll be interesting like talking about that. The second week we're going to do Thinner, which I believe you and Katie are supposed to be doing drunk. Which I
fuck. Was that episode?
Well, I think originally like she was like, I want to do It. No, I was like, I actually want to talk about the It movies. Like, I was like, do Thinner because I give a fuck about Thinner.
I'll start off buzzed and I'll just get drunker the more we talk about Thinner.
I think that's the plan, and I was like, I'm gonna hate this so much.
It's gonna be like drunk history. Like, trying to do Thinner recap.
I feel about 30 minutes in, I'm just going to just leave like the recorder going and just walk out of the room and just let you guys go.
Fair.
The third week we're gonna do Maximum Overdrive, which is amazing. Thinner I'm interested to rewatch because I've seen a bunch of people on like Instagram post about watching it and how like they enjoy it, and like I remember hating it, but like
I watch it all the time. It rules.
Joe Montana is in it, so I'm much on board with that alone. So
that's all you need.
But I bought basically all of these on DVD or Blu-ray, and like there's a audio commentary with Joe Montana, and I can't wait to listen to it. And then the fourth week we're gonna do Dreamcatcher, which
man,
I am not looking forward to.
I watched it relatively recently, like within the last year. And just watching it, I was like, how did this get made?
I think
like anyone who read the book and then was like, I could make this into a film is an insane person.
And then like the fact that they got the cast that they did for that movie is crazy.
And the budget, like it was a big deal at the time.
So yeah, it would be It, Thinner, Maximum Overdrive, Dreamcatcher, and then we'll get back to just fucking
garbage,
dumbass monster tornado
space
nonsense.
Dumbass monster tornado nonsense. I think should be our tagline for the podcast.
I'm fucking on board. I like. I am so fucking excited to watch Tsunami. Like, I'd do that as the first one, like, after all this, because Caitlin watched it and has just been telling me. She was like, there are legit crazy twists in it that you will not see coming, and it is, like, I have to watch it, but I've been trying to put it off to, like, watching it for when we do it for the podcast. Because I've been...
These are tarantulas.
Oh, God. I also, like, there's something else that, President or whatever, President Wolfman, I want to do that as well. Because there's no way it's good.
I don't know. Don't you dare disrespect my president like that.
Yeah, all respect to my president, President Wolfman. Yeah, that's it. I had, like, no time to do shit this week, so I didn't look up, like, any news. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
The only news I had seen was Pet Graveyard.
Yeah, I think I saw something today about how, like, George Romero's, like, unfinished novel is now officially finished and is going to be getting released, but I didn't really look up any details. But I will end up eventually reading that, so I'm probably sure we'll talk about that on here at some point. You can follow us on Twitter at I Hope You Suffer, on Instagram at I Hope You Suffer Podcast. Follow us on Instagram. Instagram's where, like, I do most of the interacting, and I'm trying to get us up to 300 followers so I can just fucking flat out delete my Facebook. But you can follow us on Facebook if you want at I Hope You Suffer Pod. You can email us I Hope You Suffer Podcast at gmail.com. Get at us, Shudder. I saw you liking our posts. Just throw us some money.
Not even a lot. Just a little.
Tweet at Shudder and tell them to sponsor us. We're nice. We deserve it. We've never said anything bad about a Shudder movie.
That's true.
Yeah, that's all I got. I need to go eat food.
Same.
All right. I hope you suffer, but why?
Straight out of Space Clown.